We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karne Deshruniyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhirya Chatraha Stirairangaihi Sushtubhagam Sashtanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Krittashrabaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastakshorarishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspati'r Dadato Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are in a very beautiful section of Mandukya Upanishad, the second chapter, 32nd verse. In the entire Mandukya Upanishad, the acharyas, the teachers, they tell us that this 32nd verse of the second chapter is extremely important to understand Advaita Vedanta. The Upanishad asserts here that the world which we experience is mithya. What is the meaning of mithya? How do I see the world as an appearance in consciousness? If you want to understand this statement, you must go through the Bashyam of over 100 slides on this mantra. Vedanta is easy to understand if you know the methodology of opening up the mantras. And Shankaracharya teaches us how you can open up a mantra to get the deepest meaning which the Upanishad intends to give us. Superficially reading the meaning of the mantra will not give you the transformation which is required to attain moksha. An in-depth understanding plus mananam, reflection on the mantra, plus correcting our vision about ourselves, which is called as neti-neti, is required if you want to follow Moksha Shastra. With this background, let us enter into where we stopped last week. We stopped somewhere in the middle of the commentary, and today we are going to start Shankaracharya's Bashyam on the 32nd verse, topic number 367. What Shankaracharya says here is that when you negate the word, I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the sleeper, you have negated all your erroneous perceptions. And then you have to correct the perception with the knowledge that there is an adhishtanam for the universe. And that adhishtanam is Turiyam Brahma. What in this particular paragraph, Shankaracharya brings in a Purva Pakshi, an objectionist, who says that I don't agree with you that the world is mithya. And what is his view? He says that we study Satyam and Mithya with a torchlight, rope and rope snake. Rope snake is mistaken as a mala, garland, or a streak of water, or a crack on earth, or a pipe. These are all imaginations. Now, superimpositions are negated with the help of torchlight. And you say the rope is revealed. There are many negatables which you have negated. What you say is the rope which is unnegatable is Satyam. What Purvapakshi says now is, he says the negatable and the unnegatable according to you is unnegatable. According to me, is rope is also mithya. What Shankaracharya says, he says you can't equate negatable and unnegatable as the same. Satyam is always Chaitanyam, which is a sentient entity. Unnegatable rope remains as soon as you get rid of all the negatables. At the end of neti-neti, the observer Chaitanyam, sentient principle, which is self-effulgent, Satchidananda, remains. This is the revelation of all the Upanishads. And this can be understood with the help of Shruti, three pramanams. Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhava. Shruti means scriptures, Yukti means logic, reasoning. Anubhava means experience, one's own personal experience. So the unnegatable aspect is Satyam. What the Purvapakshi says is, rope is also mithya, rope snake is also mithya. This is what Shankaracharya is trying to correct. In the Upanishad, the mantra number 7 reveals Turiyam by negating waker, dreamer, and sleeper. In this mantra, 32nd mantra, what it says is, why you are negating them? You are negating them because it is an appearance. It is not reality. It is mithya. Whatever is left over after you have negated is the Adhishtanam. That is what Upanishad is trying to reveal. All the 10 Upanishads which we are studying, they are only trying to reveal the Adhishtanam by negating all our experiences in life. Saha eshaha neti-neti iti Atma. Vedantic Upanishad says that. Neha nanasti kinchana, Kathopanishad says this. That Turiyam is not gross, it is not subtle, it is not small thing, it is not atomic, it is not short, it is not long, it is not a red color or yellow color, it is neither shadow or darkness, it is neither the air or the space. It is always unattached with everything in the universe. It has no eyes, it has no smell, it has no organs, it has no antakaranam like the mind, like we have in the body. It doesn't have the prana. There is no measuring instrument to measure the size of this pure Atma, which is Ekam. Vedantic Upanishad, this chapter 3888, which I have quoted now, negates 23 attributes or features which belong to the universe. Short, long, dark, shadow, all these are all belonging to the universe. So Vedic method of revelation is na nirodha, na chotpattihi, which is the 32nd mantra, and neti-neti, which is in Vedantic Upanishad, 4 times it comes. Where does it come in neti-neti in Vedantic Upanishad? In this mantra, 2nd chapter, 3rd month, section, 6th month. After negating all what is experienced, the Upanishad says, not this, not this. It is not like a lotus. It is not like a flash of lightning. Nothing. Whatever your mind can think, Upanishad says it is not that. So this is a method of apavada. Adhyaropa is the 3 states. The word is there. That is Adhyaropa. Apavada is neti-neti. And then it says, whatever is the remainder is satyasya satyam. The truth of truth. Drishter drishta. That's another phrase used in Vedantic Upanishad. It is not the temporary knower of the world, which is ahamkara, the small I. It is the big I, which is sakshi, which is the knower of the knower, means it is the knower of the mind. Mind is the knower of the world. Sakshi, Atma, Turiyam, Brahma is the knower of this mind. So when you look at it from Turiyam point of view, because you don't see anything, you don't experience anything, because it is only a witness, it is only revealing the mind for all the human beings, all the living beings. Therefore, this mantra number 32 says, there is no dissolution of the earth, there is no birth at all in this universe, because everything is an appearance, it is mithya. Exactly like the dream world. See, in the entire 2nd chapter, Vaitatya Prakaranam, Gaudapadacharya brings out clearly that our waking state, which we experience, is very, very, very similar to the dream state. But what Purvapashi is telling us now, he says, okay, you negated. I accept that, okay, you negate everything. Then after negating, you are telling me that it is Turiyam. What I see, what I am feeling is, there is nothing. It is only Shunyam. This many seekers also come back and tell me, almost all the seekers have told me this. In meditation, when I'm meditating, I have dropped everything. My mind is not giving up. It is not projecting any thought. My sense organs are closed. But in that state, I am experiencing nothing. This is one step lower than the Turiyam state. Then the question is, who is witnessing that nothing in the meditation, in Samadhi state, or in the sleep state? Who is witnessing that nothingness? Shankaracharya says that reality, which is Turiyam, is always a witness. The witnesshood of Turiya Chaitanyam never ceases. Vedantic Upanishad, there's a mantra which says that. Drishter drishta, ultimately it says that viparilopaha. Viparilopaha means cessation of the witnessing nature. Consciousness never ceases. Knowing this fact, one can get moksha. This is very, very important statement. In Aitareya Upanishad, Shankaracharya takes up this one particular statement from Vedantic Upanishad and he says, Drishter Drishta. There are two knowers. One is a permanent knower, which is Sakshi. One is a temporary knower, which is the mind. Temporary knower knows the world during the waking state. It knows the world during dream state. But the temporary knower goes to sleep in the sleep state. At that time, the temporary knowerhood is gone. Vedanta takes up that aspect of our experience and says at that time there is a permanent knower of the mind which is always there. It is nityaha, it is shuddhaha, it is nirvikaraha. That knower always sees the mind. Whether the mind is in active position or the mind has gone into a passive state, the consciousness aspect of Atma is immutable, unchangeable. This is what Shunyavada doesn't understand. Therefore, he says rope is mithya, rope snake is mithya, rope, which is an adhishtanam for the rope snake, is also mithya. Now, Shankaracharya explains this further to the Purva-Pakshi. When the Purva-Pakshi talks about Shunyam, Shankaracharya says, without an adhishtanam, the substratum called rope, for the rope snake, called waker for the dream world, called turiyam for the waking world. Without an adhishtanam, you cannot have mithya experience. Mithya experience is possible only when there is an adhishthana. For the shell, for the silver, there is a shell which is adhishthana. For the rope snake, it is rope. For the desert water, it is the sand. For the dreamer, it is waker. For the waker, it is turiyam. So what Shankaracharya says is, focus on the concept called Satyam and Mithya in this discussion. Don't try to say rope is also Mithya, snake is also Mithya. That is a wrong way of looking at the discussion. I am the one who slept, I dreamt, I'm the one who is waking up. So I is equal to the Atma, which is the consciousness, plus Anatma, which is the mind which is waking up, mind which is sleeping. In the Upanishad, Turiyam is said to be super waker status, is given a super waker status, and it is free of all the misconceptions, free of adhyasa. And it is the adhishtanam for the waker. It is not shunyam. Shankaracharya takes it as positive aspect in creation. The Purva-Pakshi takes it as negative aspect of creation. There are two different diametrically opposite views. Shankaracharya has got the backing of the Shastra. Therefore, he can prove that there is Turiya Atma. Mithya snake can't equate to be Mithya rope. You can't equate the rope and the rope snake. One is Satyam, another is Mithya. Our focus is on Satyam and Mithya. It is not on Mithya and Mithya. Rope is also a projection according to Purva Pakshi. It is true. Shankaracharya says it's true, but that is what you don't bring it in this discussion because it is not equal. By bringing the torchlight, a rope snake can be negated. By bringing Vedanta, the seventh mantra of Mandukya Upanishad, the three states are negated. What does the Vedanta seventh mantra illumine? It illumines the Turiya Atma, which is Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. For example, on a Paurnami day, on a full moon day, if you look at the moon, you can negate the moonlight on the moon and say that the sun is the adhishtanam of the moonlight because it is the sun's light which is getting reflected in the moon. Similarly, the light of Atma, the light of Turiyam, is reflected in the three states of the mind. Such a beautiful analysis Shankaracharya makes in this commentary of 32nd verse. When the Adhishtanam is revealed, the rope is revealed, when Turiyam is revealed, the three states which have got experienceability, I experience the waking state. I have transactions in the waking state. There is utility. If I eat food, my hunger goes away. That is the utility part in the waking state. All these three are true. Shankaracharya says, and Gaudapada Acharya agrees to this. But what he says is, in spite of eating you, it is only an illusion. It is mithya. It is an appearance. Rope is a vyavaharika satyam. Rope snake is pratibhasika satyam. Pratibhasika means projected by the mind. Vyavaharika means it is seen, perceived by my eyes in the waking state. The rope snake is called as jnana adhyasa. And the rope is called as artha adhyasa. These are two terms which are used in Vichara Sagara, a very advanced text in Vedanta. Without adhyasa, what exists? Turiyam Brahma. That is what we should understand. Rope must be treated as adhishtanam, the reality, when compared to the rope snake. Similarly, we should consider Turiyam as the adhishtanam when you consider the waking state. In the next paragraph, this Purva Pakshi comes out with another argument. What does he say in the topic number 368? Rope is adhishtanam. Temporarily, we give satyatam status to the rope. Okay. He uses, Purva Pakshi is now using Vedantin's reasons for mithyatvam, which is drishyatva and anityatva. These are two anumana vakyams. Anumana means inferential statements. So in your matam, in Advaita matam, you say because it is drishyam and because it is anityam, you say it is mithya. He says rope is also drishyam, rope is also anityam, therefore it is asat. So Purva Pakshi quoting reasoning which the Vedantin has used for rope snake. Then Shankaracharya comes with a brilliant answer. I hope all of you have understood the objection of the Purva Pakshi. He is using drishyatvam. Rope is seen. Rope is impermanent. Therefore, it is mithya. Snake is impermanent. It is projection. Mithya. So both are mithya. Why don't you accept my view? Then Shankaracharya comes and says, in this universe, there is nothing which is totally mithya. Nothing is totally unreal. Total unreality is impossible. Unreality always requires the support of reality. Reality is adhisthana. Unreality is superimposition. In every experience of unreal objects in creation, there is a mixture of real and unreal. But normally we don't note that. When you say this is a snake, this is a wall, this is a man, this is a woman, this is samanya amsha, which is real, existence aspect. Snake, mala, crack on the earth, man, woman, all that adjectives, those are all nothing but visesha amsha, the unreal amsha. Satya amsha is experienced all the time. Satyam. That is why it is called the truth of truth. Satyasya satyam. That satyam is always there. Adhishtanam, that is, see what Shankaracharya is trying to come back is, he's trying to defeat that Purva Pakshi who has got an idea in his mind about nothingness. That nothingness, Shankaracharya tries his best to remove it from his mind by telling him there is nothingness is not there at all. There is always is in the universe. That easiness is that Atma. At the time of ignorance, when you don't have the torchlight of Vedanta, you think that the world is there. When you bring torchlight of Vedanta, the Vedanta torchlight says easiness is there, but the world is not there in sleep. So try to differentiate, have a Viveka Shakti in your mind for the Samanya Amsha and the Visesha Amsha. Visesha Amsha is called as the world of Panchabhutas. Samanya Amsha is called as Turiyam. Turiyam never goes out of the world, it is always experience. Yasyaiva Puranam Sadatmakam Asat Kalpartakam Basate Sakshat Tattvamasi Veda Vachasa Yobhodayat Shitan. Dakshinamurti Stotram very beautifully says that this easiness never goes out of our consciousness. I am is our experience. We have missed that experience and have mixed up with the body, mind, the sense organs, world. That is what we need to correct. This easiness belongs to Atma. It does not belong to the world. Easiness is a separate entity, vastu. We all only look at the body. The body is born, but Atma is not born. Or we have to drop our conditioning of the mind with reference to the body, uncondition that mind and say, Atma alone exists all the time, nitya. Some people, they say, I have Brahma Jnanam, but I have no Anubhava of Turiyam Brahma. I have to wait for Samadhi Avastha. When I'm in meditation only, I will get the knowledge of. It is a wrong notion in the mind. What is the Upanishad says? Brahma Anubhava is there for all of us at all times, whether you are in sleep, whether you are dreaming, whether you are in the waking state, whether you are with the body, without the body. Aham, aham, aham is always there. Bring the torchlight of the seventh mantra, drop the three states, and the teacher shows that there is aham, turiyam, shantam, shivam, advaitam. The whole world is potentially there in turiyam. It comes out in the waking state, dream state, sleep state. Again, it goes back to turiyam. This is the knowledge of a jnani. Both of them have the anubhava of turiyam brahma, jnani and ajnani. But their vision is different. After you learn this 30-second verse, you should be able to assert for yourself that I am that pure Atma, Turiya Atma, which is the Samanya Amsha, the common element in all the three states. Then you can say, Idam Sarvam Yadayam Atma. Very beautiful statement which comes in Vedantic Upanishad. It comes 2 times in Vedantic Upanishad. 2nd chapter, 4th section, 4th chapter, 5th section. This mantra which is quoted here. Idam sarvam yadayam atma. Very, very popular statement for Shankaracharya. He brings this statement in all his commentary, like I told you. Na nirodho na chopati, the 32nd verse of the Mandukya Upanishad, he writes in almost every commentary, in every Bashyam of Upanishad. Idam sarvam yadayam atma means that all things, all beings in the world are nothing but Brahman. They are potentially in Brahman, they come into manifestation, they go out of manifestation. When they go out of manifestation in the sleep state, we accept. But the sleep state we accept, in the depth of a body, we don't accept it. Why? Because the lack of knowledge of this art. Suppose you say, I have learned the Vedantic Upanishad, it is always there. Turiyam Brahma is always there. Whatever is the experience in the sleep state is the same experience in the death state, in the state of when the body leaves, when the mind leaves, when the body is dropped. The experience of Turiya Atma is the same. So while living itself, you can say, I am a Jivan Muktaha. Jivatvam is an incidental feature of the waking state. Incidental. I give it some importance. I conduct my life, do my duty, and that's all. I have a vision of the Upanishad which says, I am Eka Atma, from which only the whole world, forget about my body. Each one thinks that his body is very precious, and he thinks or she thinks that my body is very special. You are only giving importance to Deha Vimana, which is the cause of individuality. That individuality is mithya. Your experiences are mithya. Mithya means it is there, but it is seemingly there. Really, it is not there. So, like we have the real component in the snake as the rope, similarly, for the world, the real component is Turiya Atma. World is always a mixture of Satya Amsha and Mithya Amsha. The 3 Sharirams, the Pancha Koshas, the 3 Avasthas are all Mithya. For Mithya, in Sanskrit, we have another word, technical word called Adhyasa, superimposition. For every superimposition, there is an adhishtanam, a substratum. There cannot be a superimposition without an adhishtanam. When you negate the superimposition by apavada, you must focus your attention on the satya aspect of that superimposed object. Next argument by Shankaracharya. What Shankaracharya is now saying is abhyupeta vada. Okay, suppose I accept that after negating the three avasthas, which are mithya, shunyam will remain. Nothingness will be there. Rope and rope snake is negated, both are projected as mithya according to you. Suppose I accept this. Then what will happen? Every anatma which is negated, it is mithya as a projection. Shankaracharya says, suppose you have nothingness at the end, then what will be the conclusion of our discussion? We will say there is something which is not projected. The projector is absent. Projector can't be projected. Why? Because projector exists before the process of projection. Keno Upanishad says, Pratibodha viditam matham. What is the meaning of pratibodham? Before any knowledge, specific knowledge of the world takes place, there is an Atma which is pratibodha. That Atma is immortal. That Atma is the projector. This projector has to be a sentient being. A desk or a wall doesn't have dreams. You and I have got dreams because we are sentient human beings with a mind. Only one which has got sentiency, consciousness, can project a world. Very important statement of Shankaracharya. A projector has to be sentient. There are two levels, at the Veshti level and Samashti level. At the Veshti level, we say there is Sakshi, there is Chaitanyam in this body. And what are the thoughts which are projected? Those are of the mind. At the Samashti level, we say that it is Ishvara Srishti. At the Veshti individual level, we say it is Jiva Srishti. So, in both the cases, in the case of Ishvara, his Swarupam is also Chaitanya Swarupa. He is projecting the waking state. I am projecting the dream state. The projected body-mind complex of the waking state is mithya. It is projected. But for the projected mithya world, there has to be a projector, which is a sentient entity. For rope and rope snake, for both of them, there has to be a projector, which is a sentient consciousness principle. By Bhagatyaga Lakshana, when we study Mahavakyam, we study like this. There is a Jiva, there is an Ishvara. What we do is, we drop the inert portion of the Jiva, inert portion of the Ishvara. And then we retain the sentient Chaitanya. Anatma is projected. But what is the projector? The projector sentient principle always exists. See, slowly how Shankaracharya builds up his theme of na nirodho na chotpattihi na mumukshur. There is nobody who is liberated. Nobody means what? Body mind is mithya. Always our attention should be on the consciousness principle, which is not a superimposed entity, it is the substratum. Sakshi is always nitya adhisthana. Mark these words. Nitya adhisthana. Nitya means what? Eternal. Adhisthana means what? Substratum. If I know that Sakshi is me, which is my Nitya Mukta Swarupaha, I can lead my life in a joyous way. Let whatever incidents come in the life, okay. These are all projected by Ishvara for my prarabdha karma exhaustion as a body. But I have come out of this body mind complex, and now I have come in the binary format where I regard myself as the Atma. I regard the whole world of experience, including my body mind complex, and the world outside as anatma. So, in this section, what he says is it is illogical to negate the projector of the universe because that is the sentient principle which is required for the projected world. Shunyavada is illogical by saying there is shunyam. Shunyam cannot be the projector. Okay, now in the next commentary 370, Shankaracharya, this Purva Pakshi, what he does, he says, okay, I accept something is Adhisthana. At least I have got now that feeling that there is something called as Adhishthanam, which is there. Okay, the world is Mithya and there is Adhisthana. Now, what he says is, upon that Mithya superimposition is taking place upon the Adhishthanam, so superimposition is taking place. Okay. And I also accept that Mithya is born because of ignorance. And Mithya will go away by knowledge. I agree to that also. And so look at the step-by-step reasoning of the Purva Pakshi. Now he says, negation of ignorance, negation of Mithya involves negation of ignorance. And production of knowledge can only happen through a pramanam. Either you have pratyaksham, anumanam, arthapatti, upamanam, anupalabdhi, shabda. All these are pramanams to prove for the rise of knowledge. So what are the steps he is saying? Pramanam can generate jnana. It can negate ignorance. When ignorance is negated, unreal universe is negated. So pramanam can negate unreality. Okay. Eyes are there, torchlight is there, eyes reveal the rope first. Rope ignorance goes away, rope ignorance goes away, the snake is negated. Pramanam negates mithya only by revealing the adhisthana. But when Shastra is using the negation theory, neti-neti, it only negates the mithya without revealing the adhisthana. See how he is now pouncing on Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya quotes neti-neti and he says adhishthanam is proved by neti-neti. What Purva Pakshi is saying is that neti-neti statement only negates the world. Why are you saying it reveals the adhishthanam? That is his objection. There is no positive revelation of adhishthanam, sakshi, chaitanyam, turiyam and all that. What he has understood is the negation aspect of the mantra number 7, which says there is no waker, no dreamer, no sleeper. He has understood the first half. He's not able to accept the second half, which he says, Turiyam Shantam Shivam Advaita. That portion, the Purva Pakshi cannot understand. See, when we study this commentary like this, our understanding of the mantra number 7 will also improve. What is the answer by Shankaracharya for this objection? Objection of the statement of the Purva Pakshi, first you should understand. Mantra number 7 or the neti-neti only negates the word. It doesn't reveal Adhisthana Atma. So why are you saying there is Adhishtanam, there is Turiyam and all that? This is unnecessarily your own projection. Shankaracharya then gives another brilliant answer. What is the answer? He says in all the unreal vastu, Adhishtanam is anatma. Gold, dry sand, rope, dream, shell, all this have got anatma. They are in the case of reality, Dvaita Prapancha is superimposed on I, that Atma which is not, which is subject. Atma is the subject which is being revealed. In the case of the worldly objects, you will require a pramana. Pratyaksha is required. I must see the rope, I must see the sand, I must see the shell. So Pratyaksha is involved there. In the case of Atma, when you negate the anatma, you don't require a pramana. Shruti only negates what is not me. Body is not me. Mind is not me. Sense organs is not me. To that level, Shruti is involved. So Shankaracharya says, Shastra's job is only negation of anatma. Then all the anatma, the three sharirams, or the three prapanchas, the panchakoshas, the three avasthas, when all of them are negated, you are arriving at an unnegatable Turiya Atma. And that Turiya Atma is my Swarupa. It's my nature. And what is the nature of that Atma? The nature of that Atma is self-revealing, self-effulgent, self-existence. You don't require a pramanam for that Atma. That subject I is Turiyam. And that I am is there, plus the three sharirams is the jiva. Now the jiva is slowly understanding through this analysis of the 32nd verse, I am not this shariram, neti-neti is done. I minus the attributes, the three states of the mind. I am the Adhishtanam Brahma. That Adhishtanam is Swayam Prakasham. See, can you see all the logical statements used by Shankaracharya so brilliantly? That is why the commentary is extremely important. When we go through this commentary in this fashion, our intellect gets the right knowledge in the right way. Otherwise, my intellect will keep on throwing some stupid objections, which are all irrelevant. But what is relevant is see the Shruti logic. Shruti logic is Atma is Swayam Prakasha. In Dvaitam, we do Adhyasa Nisheda. all Dvaitam. Because it is Tripudi. Mind is born, body is born, world is born. But when I know that when I negate the Tripudi, I alone remain in my Swarupam, which is self-effulgent. It is always, it is Nitya Muktaha, it is Nityaha, and it is the Adhishtanam. Don't forget the word Adhishtanam in the entire Mandukya Upanishad. This word is very important. Adhishtanam means substratum. That substratum for this whole universe is this Turiya Atma. Shastra does not make a mistake. Snake superimposed on rope Adhishtanam is Dvaita Prapancha. Dvaita Prapancha is superimposed on Swayam Prakasha Chaitanyam, which is Atma. Advaita Makaranta, there is a verse which says that the space of consciousness is the substratum on which the whole sky, the castles in the sky, everything is born in the space. Similarly, in that Turiya Atma, which is an all-knower consciousness principle, the whole Jagat rises and it resolves. Swapna, the dream bird, through Nidra Shakti is superimposed on Chaitanya. Similarly, waking state, Jagrat Swapna is also superimposed on Chaitanya. This is the vision of a jnani. For him, there is no more ignorance. Ignorance goes away. Therefore, he can easily say that I alone exist. I have two Shaktis. One Shakti is Nidra Shakti for the dream world. One dream world. Second dream world, which we call it normally a waking world, is also a dream world for a jnani. And he says it is the Maya Shakti of Turiya Ishvara, the macro aspect of the world. Who has that Maya Shakti? He is projecting this waking world. But both the worlds have got one common element, which is superimposition. Prapanchausau adhyastau. That means both the prapanchas are adhyasa. In the world, there is experienced and there is unexperienced part. Unexperienced means my mind cannot experience the Atma portion, which is the easiness portion. The unreal portion, my sense organs can experience. So even in happiness, Priya, Moda, Pramoda, which we studied in the Taittiriya Upanishad, the three happy states are belonging to the mind. Therefore, we call it Anandamaya Kosha. So happiness which we experience in the world is also Mithya. See how beautiful is this analysis. Because for that happiness, Atma, I is the substrate. So don't get overjoyed. Bhagavad Gita says, Samatvam Yoga Uchate. Always be equipoised in your mind. Yes, there is joy in the world. I'm happy. If sorrow comes, also I am in the same equipoise. I am there as Adhishtanam in all the experiences. That is the experience of a jnani. Aham Sukhi is a mixture of Satyam and Mithya. All confusions in the world are Adhyasa. Anytime you are confused, immediately remember the Adhyasa Bashyam. I am identified with my mind. The mind is confused. I am the witness of the mind. I am Atma. I am not confused. Mind is confused. Shankaracharya, in the next section, gives what are the confusions of this aham. Good very, very nice, nicely put. See how Shankaracharya goes step by step in teaching us. That is why I like this Mandukya commentary. Step by step, there is a flow of logical explanation of the mantra. Even though we are doing almost like 150 slides for one mantra, there is a flow. In the next mantra, here, Shankaracharya gives 16 different confusions of this I, which is the same as what we studied in Adhyasa Bashyam. In simple way, if you want to understand Adhyasa, take this portion of Shankaracharya. Understand this portion very thoroughly. This particular paragraph. You will understand what is Adhyasa. Let us study this portion. 16 Adhyasas are there in Aham, which is the Adhishtanam. Aham Sukhi. I am happy. Aham Dukhi. I am unhappy, sorrowful. Aham Mudaha. Confused. Aham Jataha. I am born. Very important. Atma is never born. Atma is Nityaha, eternal. But I say I am born. What is the mistake here? Body is born. I superimpose the birth of the body to the birth of I, the consciousness, which is the adhishtanam for the body. Which is the adhishtanam. Without that adhishtanam, body cannot be there. No mind can be there. No world can be there. No sense organs can be there. Aham mritaha bhavami. We say, I am finished in the stock market. Yesterday, the stock market dropped by 17%. One stock dropped. I am gone. Again, that is adhyasa. Stock market falling has got nothing to do with Atma. I'm old, dilapidated. I'm 70 years old. Again, adhyasa. Body is old, yes, but don't say I am old because I am consciousness. After Mandukya Upanishad, you should say I am Turiya Atma. The Adhisthana for the three states. In the three states, the body is appearing, mind is appearing, it has got relationships. There is a son, there is a daughter, there are interactions, there is experience, transactions, utilities there, all that is there. But that is all mithya. It is an appearance. It is not satyam. Aham turiyam is satyam. Aham dehavan. I am embodied. I am living in this body. Again, it is mithya because I am everywhere. As Sakshi consciousness, I am all pervading. Aham pashyami. I am the seer. Seer is only incidental. When that consciousness flows through the eyes, you become a seer. When the consciousness flows through the ears, you become a hearer. So seer aspect is incidental. It is not nityaha, it is anityaha. Hearer aspect is anityaha. Shankaracharya brings this commentary in Mandukya Bashyam. He says the sense organs have got anityatvam. But you think that is me, that is adhyasa. But behind the ears, there is a mind. That mind is also changing According the vrittis of the mind keeps on changing. If it is so, if chakshu vritti is changing, it is not shrotra vritti, it's not grana vritti. So vrittis are changing means mind is changing. Without vikara, I cannot have experiences of the world. But what is the light behind that mind? That light behind the mind is me, the Turiya Atma. It is not changing. It is always there. It is Nitya. That is why we say that the day, I mean, 1 month has gone, 31 days has gone of January 2025. I don't know how it went because we are all Atma, which is changeless. Experiences are changing, mind is changing. I superimpose time principle of the mind and the body with me, which is timeless. That is how adhyasa takes place. Aham karta. I am a doer. Aham bhokta. I am very prominent. Aham vyaktaha. Aham vyaktaha. I am not so well known. And aham samyuktaha. I have got lot of relations. Aham viyuktaha. I'm separated from a lot of people, the ancestors, my father, my grandfather, so many people lived before me. I'm separated from them. Aham shinaha. I am tired. Aham vruddhaha. I'm senior citizen now, over 60. All these 16 are adhyasa. They belong to ahamkara and mamakara. Whenever it talks about the body, mind as me, it is called as ahamkara. Whenever whatever is related to the body, I take it as me, that is called as mamakara. When it is related to body and mind, it is called as tadatmyam. That is the adhyasa taking place. Superimposition. I become one with the body. And when I do mamakara adhyasa, the house is mine, the car is mine, the wealth is mine. That is mamakara adhyasa. That is attribute of the body. Samsarga. It is called as samsarga in Adhyasa Bashyam. I'm just bringing it out here. All these people, they belong to me. Mama ete, Arjuna said in the first chapter. All the warriors, look at my guru standing there. My guru. How can my own grandfather is there? How can I fight with them? Mama ete. So that is the mamakara adhyasa. So Arjuna did not know that. Krishna had to teach him. Atma Vidya in the second chapter from the 12th verse to the 25th verse. All the things and beings in the world do not belong to Turiya Atma. Turiya Atma is relationless. Sangaha. Atma can't have mamakara or ahamkara. This sorting out of aham, the reality, turiyam, and unreality, the three states, the three avasthas, the three sharirams, the panchakoshas, is called as spiritual learning. So in mantra 7, we negate the three states and claim the remainder as Swayam Jyoti Turiya Atma. The three conditions belong to the mind, not to the Atma. And the three worlds belong to the mind, not to the Atma. Turiya Atma, I am always free. Creation, sustenance, and resolution of the world is an appearance and disappearance. World comes in the morning when I wake up, Shrishti. During the day, Sthiti. In the night, Laya. Shrishti, Sthiti, Layam belongs to the mind. It doesn't belong to the Atma. So the purpose of negation by the Upanishad saying, I am not the waker, dreamer, sleeper, neti-neti, this is not me, drishter, drishta. All the negation which the Upanishads do is only to say, to reveal to me that anatma portion is not me. Upanishad does not reveal the Atma because Atma is Swayam Jyoti, self-effulgent. So anything superimposed is mithya, it is negated by pramanam. We need a torchlight. But for Atma, we don't need a torchlight, we don't need a pramanam, is Shankaracharya's answer to that Purva Pakshi's question of where is the pramanam for the Atma? Shastra can't have access to the Adhishtanam because Adhishtanam is Swayam Jyoti. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. The speech, the tongue cannot reach Atma because there is no words to describe Atma. Mind cannot reach Atma. Shastra also has no access to the paramarthika vastu. This is what the Purva Pakshi is saying. But what Shankaracharya says is that once the ajnanam goes away, adhyasa goes away, and adhishtanam, which is self-revealing, is known to a seeker. Pramanam has to reveal adhishtanam if the objects are in vyavahara. Like rope snake, shell silver, mirage water, these are all vyavahara. In the Vyavaharikam, Pramanam has to reveal. In the Paramarthikam, Atma reveals itself. So once you have negated everything, what you have to understand is the remainder is the pure Sakshi. And I am never revealed by any Pramanam. I am always Nitya Upnapti Swarupa Aham Atma. Hastamalika Stotram, verse number 3. In that Hastamalika Stotram, this last portion, I am of the nature of ever existing Atma. That Shankaracharya brings it out here in this portion of the comment. So rope is agrahanam. Therefore, I am doing anyatha agrahanam. Anyatha grahanam. That means I am mistaking it. I project on the rope the snake. Similarly, because I don't know the Turiya Atma, I project I am a waker. I am a dreamer. The moment I get knowledge of Turiyam, this adhyasa goes away and my samsara goes away and I become Mukta Purushaha. Dakshinamurti Stotram, the 7th mantra says, this Turiya Atma is there sarva avasthasu. Balyadishupi, Jagridadishu, tatha sarva avastha api. All the three states, it is I. I am does not vary, but the superimposition of a waker, dreamer, sleeper, mother, father, uncle, all that superimpositions will vary. But the non-variable I is Turiya Atma. Visheshanams are 16. Sukhi, Dukhi, Muda, Karta, Bhokta. All this we have seen. These are all gunas of the body and mind on Chaitanyam, which is unnegatable. I don't become Sagunam, but I only appear as Sagunam. Body has got attributes. I, the Atma, don't become the body and attributes of the body. It's like a crystal. Always it is transparent. But because of the red flower, which is the Upadhi, in this case, the Upadhi is the body and mind. Once I negate the body and mind as an Upadhi, what exists is the non-variable portion alone remains, which is Turiya Atma. Understanding this is called as understanding Advaitam. Because in that Turiya Atma, there is an unmanifest world and there is a manifest world. Both are appearing and disappearing, but the Turiyam, the substratum, never changes. Okay, very beautiful portion which we have discussed today. And these portions, if you revise them slowly, the depth of Atma, Anatma, Viveka will happen in your own intellect. That will give you the benefit of understanding your own nature as the pure Turiya Atma, which is the ever Sakshi, ever witness of this manifest and unmanifest world. Next week, we will start topic number 373 and we'll continue the Bashyam. The Bashyam goes on for another 20 slides. 1794 is the last slide of this mantra. So another 20 slides we will have for this 32nd mantra, the most important mantra of this entire Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. With this, I close today's session on Mandukya. Oh. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. JP has got a very good question. 16 superimpositions here and 16 kalas. They are similar, but they are not the same. Similar. You will find that also similar. They are also thoughts which arise in the mind. But when you come to those kalas, you will find slight differences are there. You can see, you can read the verses in your own free time. 16 kalas are mentioned by Shankaracharya, 16 in this Upanishad, but the Upanishad does not mention it directly in Mandukya. It is Shankaracharya's derivation. So that is JP's question and answer. Anybody else has a question? Shanmugam, you can unmute everybody so that they can mute themselves and they can unmute themselves and ask the question. Nandu Desai is saying the 12th chapter, 13th verse, Nirmamo Dirahankaraha. Would you like to expand on that, Nandu?
Yeah, good evening, sir. The qualities mentioned about like Sthita Prajna or maybe Jnani Bhakta, And I believe whatever we are talking about, those 16 things, aham, aham, aham. And this is the one of the beautiful thing it is mentioned, like if you are going to live with this, aham, me and mine, I think that itself is you are going to get. Yep.
Exactly. It is exactly the same. Nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukhakshami.
Yep.
Equanimity of the mind you will get the moment you draw ahamkara and mamakara, which is an expression of karta bhokta. What Upanishad says is you try to remain as a pramata. Pramata means you're the knower of the world. Your eyes are seeing the world which is belongs to Ishvara. The moment you become a karta or a karta bhokta is an incidental form. It is an incidental experience you have, but it is not a real experience. Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita says they are all there, but take them as passing by experiences. That's all. It's a good reference point you have brought out from the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And the verse goes like this: Atveshta sarva bhutanam maitrak karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankarah samadukha sukha kshami. So, for a jnani who doesn't hate anybody, he's a friend to all of us. Therefore, what happens? His mind does not project any wrong thoughts. When the mind's projection, Swami Chinmayananda used to say, when the quantity of the thoughts in your mind come down by listening to the Shastra, it will improve the quality of your mind. The quality of the thoughts will undergo a change. The moment your quantity comes down, the quality will become more refined. That refined quality will give you all the qualities which are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. You will get everything. Samadha Shatka Sampatti, all the qualities which are required for a jnani, it will come to you because you have started controlling the quantity of thoughts in your mind. And the quantity can be controlled only through study of Vedanta. I'm sure all of you who are regularly listening to me will have this experience that my mind is calming down. My mind is become shanta. As I learn more and more of this Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, the mind calms down. Of course, the mind will suddenly become rajasic in our day-to-day world because we are all living in the circumstances. Whenever this karma or anger, passion or anger, when it comes into your mind, immediately become aware of it. Because the study will help you to become aware. So, Nandu, good. I'm glad you pointed this out.
Sir, just would like to add one thing. Then Dhaneshwar in the Maharashtra, he wrote about like a Gita translation in Dhaneshwari. And there is like one beautiful verse, it comes as like if you'll forget about me and mind, there itself is like a renunciation. And no need to go anywhere like Himalaya or anything.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. So me and mind, if you'll be able to forget that, I think that itself is.
Yes. Very beautiful. Jnaneshwari is a very beautiful work of Sant Jnaneshwar. And what he said is extremely important. The moment this comes very often in Kathopanishad also, the moment I and mine is gone from your ego, then what happens is it's only Ishvara Srishti. You are only as a part of Ishvara, that's all. It is that this I means what? The body belongs to me. Mind belongs to me. This is that adhyasa. This is what is called as superimposition. Every time you say, I am a karta, I am a doer, you see, you can't live in the world without acting. All of us must know that. In the world, the body will act because that is the nature of the body. It is born to act. But only thing through the study, what I understand is body is acting. I am the consciousness, the light, the spiritual light in which the body is seen. That's all. Good. Good, Nandu. Thank you. Anybody else has any other remark for today's session? Yeah, Deepak, can you unmute?
Good evening, Shekharji. I just wanted to understand that is there a difference, or is the same word adhyasa and adhyarupa, or there's some subtle aspect that I'm missing over here? Adhyasa is also superimposition. Adhyarupa is also superimposition.
Yes, you're right.
Is it interchangeably be used, or it's used on some occasion?
See, adhyaropa and apavada, it is a methodology to reveal the adhisthana atma. It is a method which is adopted by the Upanishads.
Yes.
It is a classical method, prakriya. Adhyaropa, apavada is a prakriya. It is a method. Adhyasa, the word adhyasa is used by Shankaracharya, and it is given importance in Adhyasa Bhashyam of Brahma Sutra. In Adhyasa, we are not talking only of Adhyaropa. In Adhyasa means what? It is a superimposition. Adhyaropa is also superimposition. Adhyaropa is always accompanied with apavada.
Okay.
Always when you do adhyaropa, the other side of adhyaropa is apavada. So you can't stop with superimposition alone.
It's a negation also. You
have to do negation, and both these are one methodology to come to the truth, which is Atma. Adhyasa is something which can be applied generally in all our life experiences. Total. All our waking state is an adhyasa, it is a superimposition. It is a general term. Yeah.
So those 16, when he's saying mamamkaras and others, they are adhyasas.
Correct.
They are adhyasas.
They are adhyasas. You see, the way to understand this is very simple. What you should say is, you should just close your eyes and say, I am the pure awareness. You get that point first. Before understanding adhyasa and adhyaropa and apavada, first understand I am of the nature of consciousness, awareness. Let your mind get ready understanding this aspect first. Then what you do, you say the waking state is coming in me, it is an adhyasa. Or you can say it is adhyaropa. When I'm going to come, when I want to reach Turiya Atma, I will say it is adhyaropa. Because immediately after this, I will say I am not the waking state. That is apavada. I am not the waker. The waking state is appearing in me is adhyaropa. I am not the waker is apavada. Apavada means negation of the experience of the waking state. So, when I am doing this, first is to understand the blank consciousness, the pure blank consciousness, which we all experience in our sleep state. In our sleep state, what are we? We are pure consciousness. There is no body, there is no mind, there is no son, father, wife, nothing is there in the sleep state. So in the sleep state, but I am there or not? what is that I which is there without this I, aham, kara, and mamakara? In the sleep state, I don't have ahamkara with the body or the mind. In the sleep state, I don't have mamakara with my relationships in the world. There is no son, there is no daughter, there is no bank account, there is no property, there is no. What is there? Upanishad is trying to reveal that pure state, which is your real nature. And Upanishad wants you to forget about all your life's experiences. Okay, they are coming, I am having the experiences, no doubt. But these are incidental. They are just coming, they are coming due to some design of Ishvara. Ishvara is creating all these experiences for me. I am not those experiences. I am pure Atma. That is what Upanishad wants me to learn, and it wants me to own that Atma as the real Deepak. It is not the Deepak is only a name given to that consciousness. That consciousness appearing in this body is called as Deepak. But without this body, Deepak is not, the name is not there, but consciousness, Atma is there. So, Apovada Adhyaropa is one methodology. Adhyasa is a general term used to say all experiences are Adhyasa. All, completely. All my birth is my birth, death, all the 16 which we saw now. Just now we saw all the 16 wrong, they are all misconceptions. So you got it, Deepak?
Yeah. Just one more question. Who does the papam and punyam? If the mind is an object and there is adhishtanam, how does the papam, I'm okay with the papam, how does that happen? Why do bad things happen? Or why do we do bad things? Why do we commit acts of violence? I give an example, as an example. From where does that come? It is independent. The consciousness, the self-effulgent, lights the mind and experiences the world. The experience is independent of the self-effulgent. That's what is being said. So is this automatic? This is happening as per your karmas, your prarabdha, that's happening this thing. So is this a good explanation to say that the vasanas and karmas are the self propelling that makes a person respond or react in a particular way, and the consciousness is practically just a prakasha, just a light, not commenting, not saying anything. I mean, intellectually, I sometimes have a problem in trying to sort of figure out why do these things happen. I mean, how do you reconcile with this philosophy?
See, whenever you're trying to understand the world, you always use the law of karma.
Yeah, I've understood. So, agree with you.
When you are trying to understand what is this, who is projecting this, then you take it as what Upanishad is saying. It is that projector Ishvara who is projecting all this for the jiva's benefit, that jiva has to come out of that conditioning of the mind. Jiva is today conditioned by his mind and the circumstances around him. So for the jiva to come out of that conditioning and to become unconditioned, Atma is the purpose of this world. The purpose of the world is what? According to the Shastra, it is for the jiva to realize that he is the pure Atma. all whatever you are experiencing, sukham, dukkham, all the minds and the bodies, whatever is the experience is as per the design of that world. There is a design, for example, dream world. You have a dream. As a waker only, you become you are the creator, you are the projector of your dream world. How does the dream come? Whether there is sukham, dukkham, what type of dream? There is a mixture of so many things in the dream. It is anirvachaniya. Anirvachaniya means what? You cannot explain the nature of your dream world. You cannot explain the nature of the waking world. That is how the scriptures, they explain the world. World is Maya. Maya means it is something which is there, which cannot be explained. You cannot say it is Sat, you cannot say it is Asat also. You can't say everything which I'm experiencing in the dream is Sat. It is not, it is existing, and then you cannot keep on inquiring. What happened to that person whom I saw in the dream? Same thing the scriptures tell us, don't analyze the waking state too much. It is anirvachaniya. Why did that person who is 25-year-old, he dies in an accident? Anirvachaniya. Why does a man live till 98 and 100? Anirvachaniya. So world cannot be explained. It is Maya. Never try to inquire into the world. Inquire into yourself. Who am I? Am I this body or mind or the experiencer of the world, or I am not this body mind complex and the experiencer of the world? I am pure Atma, which is always Nityaha. That is the line of inquiry we have to take. That is the line of inquiry for a jiva. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the
Yes.
two aspects of?
Yeah. No, I do. I understand what you're saying. I think it is something that one has to process it, because one is from a third party where I understand. But suppose I were to commit a sin, I were to commit a murder, I were to commit a rape, as an example.
Yeah.
How do I then I'm oblivious of my. I've responded. I've just done it. So I just get and I understand what you're saying, that it is a part of a prarabdha, it's part of a karma, part of vasana, that is, and one need not look into that.
Yeah.
Why did it happen? It happened. I mean, you need to look.
Yeah. Then you look at it. You are looking at it from deha. That is with your deha abhimana. You're looking at it.
Yes, that's true.
So when you look at the world from deha abhimana, you take it as reality, as experienced. Whatever you're looking at from deha, you take it as it is real, it is appearing. Whatever I have to do in that circumstances, I have to follow my duty and take it as reality.
Yeah.
As a deha abhimana, there are two different viewpoints. One is from the consciousness viewpoint, another is from the body viewpoint. From the body viewpoint, you have to follow the rules of the vyavahara. If you are a murderer, if you are, a thief, you will be punished. So don't bring the reality consciousness into the Vyavaharika world. Vyavaharika world is a separate world, which according to the Shastra, you cannot explain too much about it.
Yeah, I've understood.
Whether karma is responsible for the body or body is responsible for karma, no answer.
No, I've understood, Shekharji. I'm just only saying that how should I then respond to an event like that? I am a student with Advaita, events are happening in the Vyavaharika world,
Yeah.
which are gross, how should I respond to it? I can't, as a pacifist, as an
Okay.
activist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm asking questions because while I do my sadhana, these things do crop up and it then puts
It's
me back into my...
correct. I agree with you. It is the same problem which Shama also faced, which everybody faces. That when we are in the Vyavaharika world, we have to follow the rules of the Vyavaharika world, keep our eyes open, ears open, act in the world, do your duty, karma yoga, upasana yoga. This is karma yoga is prescribed by by Bhagavad Gita. Follow karma yoga in your day-to-day life. Follow the rules. We cannot avoid the rules. Follow dharma. Here is where dharma shastra comes into play. Dharma shastra is important in your day-to-day life. All the dharma shastra principles are very, very important. Ramayana is important. Then Mahabharata is important. These are all dharma shastras. So when you're living in the world, when you're facing the world with problems, with situations, the way you analyze in your own mind is, I am here with this body, with this sibling, with this wife, with these children, with these joys and sorrows. That is, everybody has his own world. No doubt about it. Bhagavad Gita or the Upanishad does not want to say that this is false. You are experiencing world at the Vyavaharika level. Continue to play your role in the society in the best way possible. This is one aspect of your life. There is another aspect of your life which is the Jnana Yoga part. Don't mix these two, because one is Vyavaharika, another is Paramarthika. Paramarthikam level, you understand Turiya Atma, Mandukya. I am all alone. I am the only Adhishtanam. That is Paramarthika. When it comes, for example, this is the Vyavaharika world we'd explain. Now another world is Pratibhasikam, which is the dream world. So dream world is also there. There are many people who come and ask me, I experienced yesterday a wonderful dream, but today I experienced a horrible dream. How do you explain? There's no explanation for the experiences of one's life. That is, as per the law of whatever is the law of this world, it will give you those experiences. The only thing which I can do is I can face the world with the strength of the jnanam. That's all. I can have the strength. If I have the strength of the knowledge, I can face the world better. Okay, Deepak, anything,
Yes.
anything else?
Thank you, Shekharji.
Thank you. Keep on this. There is no clear answer to your question. The only way you will get more and more refinement is when you get the more and more Atma Jnanam, the clarity of this Vyavaharika world will become better.
Yes, I'm certain.
You will get more clarity. So, Shamba, you have put a very beautiful verse, 15th chapter. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, but just before that, I was just quite taken in by Deepak Ji's, the question. And so what I am realizing as one studies the Mandukya and all the other Upanishads is that the knowledge, the jnanam which we get through that, it actually it kind of illumines the mind in a way where we are more alert, more aware. Like, for example, only yesterday evening, there was a really very intense reaction, thought and a reaction following that for a particular event, which literally kind of, I could see that I was thrown off the keel. However, because of doing all of this, very quickly, I was getting a message that you must try and see every incident, every event in the light of that. It's actually helping you towards your own journey, spiritual journey. So
Yeah.
then I turned around where there is really like, and that is why I wrote this verse, the
15th verse.
the 15th verse. And in other words, is that I have spent so much time and energy through my life trying to understand the world, know the world, this whole Jiva Jagat Ishvara complex in which I'm looking at my own Jiva and the Jagat principally, less of the Ishvara. And it's been to such an extent that I just couldn't. So then the message more and more is coming. Look, I cannot be looking at every leaf and every branch or whatever, because there's no beginning, there's no end, and I shall never ever know with my limited body and mind, whatever, however much I might do. So therefore is to get to the root. And this is where Mandukya Upanishad is coming, is like this neti-neti. What am I seeing? What am I noticing? Is this reality? No, it is not. So just literally, as much as I dismiss my dream, which incidentally I do get, as you said, very pleasant dreams and then horrible dreams. But so this, my waking dream is another dream, and I have to just treat it like that, except the experience I don't want to completely throw away, the Vyavaharika experience, because it is teaching me something. So I will just make a little note of what that experience was. Why did I respond in a particular way? And what is this almost like somewhere what I realize is my attachment to my Atma self is really what is my stumbling block. I'm so attached to my unreal picture of myself, and that keeps coming up again and again. So really, I have to, therefore, turn all my senses which are outwards, which are looking, is to turn the senses inwards, mano indriyani, all of that, to actually look at my inner world. And that's more helpful. So this is what I really love, the idea of the apavada, and the strongest apavada way of neti-neti, just going to the root of it.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So detaching from there and attaching here.
Correct.
So
That's correct.
detachment and attachment. So I really feel grateful. The one other this thing which I just wanted to mention is in this seeker in the above verse, that is the 15th chapter verse, is also simultaneously in the verse 3 and 4, is there a sankalpa which is automatically being made between the self-will and the divine will? Because you're recognizing the divine will as to how the whole Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, all this is happening. And you then determine further even more that I must, the only access I have to solve my problem is by going to the Shruti Jnana.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the third verse of the 15th chapter talks about about the world which is the Srishti. There is no beginning, there is no end to the Srishti. Then it says about the Tatapadam Parimarthi Gapyam, the fourth verse, which says, Tameva Chaham Purusham Prapade. I surrender myself to the Atma.
Correct.
Which is the substratum, which is the ultimate substratum on which the whole world is stacked.
Yeah.
Anytime in your life, you can do the same. You can just remember these words. Any difficulty which you face in life, you say,
Yeah.
I surrender to that substratum. That you can call it Bhagavan, you can call it Turiyam, you can call it by any name. The moment I know that there is a higher element, I am not the individual, I'm just an individual part of this whole cosmos. But there is someone governing this. I surrender to that principle, and I can do nothing else. That is the only thing a jiva can do.
So
And
as
on
a
the positive
jiva,
side, on the positive side, what I can see is, isn't this a divine will? That
Yes, it is
we are
divine.
here, no, we are here in the class, that we can freely discuss our doubts and ideas. People like Deepak Ji is there, so we can have the courage of speaking our mind, isn't it? I think this is a really divine will, rather than have to
Correct.
mull it over. I mean, this is grace of the Lord.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
See, you are free to share your opinions, your views, because this is the platform on which you can clear your doubts. Otherwise, you go on living with your doubts and conditioning of the mind throughout your life. But here is where you get opportunity to come out and say, yes, this is what I'm thinking, but am I right in this thinking?
Yeah.
So, Shama, your response is extremely good to what Deepak has said.
And you made a very great statement just a little while ago, where you said, which is almost like what is being said in this verse, never inquire into the nature of Maya, because it's really, you'll be lost forever.
Correct. It's intriguing. This word of Maya is nothing but our mind, which is Maya.
Yeah.
Our mind is Maya. You see, our mind, which is giving all this thought, is Maya. The questioning mind in Deepak's mind, why, is all Maya only. Maya is Shakti, which belongs to Ishvara. That is coming in a form in this body as my mind.
Yeah. The
And
saving grace is
Maya.
Yeah. Ramakrishna
Shekharji,
Dev says this is a Vidya Maya. So this is in some ways is good, this Maya which we are currently going through.
Shekharji, what you said, and I just want to take a minute only, what you said about surrender, many masters and many gurus have prescribed that. And I have always thought that when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm helpless, the only thing I can do is to surrender to that almighty force. But at some point of time, now I've understood that at some point of time, I would need to move from this to say that I am that.
Correct.
And so the surrendering is one guru I heard them saying, and she said that that's all you can do. The jiva can only do is to surrender to that almighty grace, and that's it. And I'm saying as a student of Advaita that this is an intermediate step. That I need to at some point in time have the courage to say that there's nothing to surrender. I am that. That's what we are saying.
See,
when you're saying that when you do the negation, it is already there.
Correct.
It's like Ramakrishna said that when you couldn't see the water, you removed the moss. The water was already there. It was just hidden. So I'm saying that this is something which I often do when I'm overwhelmed. It's impossible because I find it very difficult then to sort of go back to myself to say Aham Brahmasmi. So if I'm Aham Brahmasmi and I'm not going to inquire as to why this is happening to my own family member, or why this is happening to my own child, so there's still a long way to go. I mean, I understand these processes, but I have to work on them.
But I'm very glad you're experienced. You both are sharing your experiences. It's a tremendous learning for all of us. Good. Thank you very much, both of you. Shanta, you have a question?
Thank you. The surrender means one way it is called dropping the ahangara. Surrender means?
Exactly. You are a Vedantic student. You know what is surrender. Surrender means dropping the ahamkara and saying, I am the Sakshi, Paramatma, Sakshi, which is the ultimate witness for all these events which goes on in the universe.
Okay. Namaste.
It is very difficult. You see, Kathopanishad says that the surrender of ego, I, is the most difficult thing for in the field of spiritual science. It is this ego which keeps on telling me that the world is real. World is real. I must react to it. I must. The more I react, the more I give reality to the world. The more I react to the world, the more I respond to the world, means I'm giving reality to the world. The only way to stop that is to tell yourself, world is mithya. It is coming, it is mithya. Full stop. Then you become an Advaita. Deepak was just asking the question, how do I shift from the Jiva Jagat format to the Advaitin format? The way to shift that is, world is mithya, it is experience, but it is unreal. I am the reality, I am the adhishtanam, I am the reality. That is the only way to drop this world disturbance in my mind. Only way. Shastra is clear about it. Upanishad is very clear. Unless you remove the reality from the world to me, the illuminator of that world, I am the one who knows that world. The knower is important, not the known world. Known world is there, but it is of a lower order of reality. I am Satyam. Satyam is eternal. The knower of that, whatever is the bad experiences you are having, it is known. Whatever is known is an object of awareness. So, from what JP is saying, dropping the ahamkara is surrender. Absolutely right answer. You have to go beyond that, which is what I said. Not only surrender, but also have the knowledge that the world is mithya. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahmaiva naparaha. That is the fundamental Vedantic statement of Shankaracharya as a goal for everybody. At any time you are confused, remember this particular word, this quotation by Shankaracharya. Yeah, Shanta, go ahead.
Yeah, Namaste, Shekharji. The question I've got is, as we were discussing, there are a lot of people I've come across as well and met who are going into this spirituality because they want to just, I feel they want to just run away from the situation which they are in. So I know a lot of people who are really suffering, or they've got this bad relationship, whatever it is, and then they move towards spirituality as an escapism. So I don't know. I feel that is that their path to get into spiritualism, or is it temporary thing? Because sometimes I feel when they are back up and happy, they seem to forget about meditation and everything, and they are back into their world. So it's like a holiday spirituality. So how does these people, and how to actually keep these people either into spirituality, or what is that which drives them towards spirituality, as a whether it's a holiday spirituality or it then turns into a long term? What is the prakriya of that process, and is it also a part of their I find it very difficult to think that you're proud of this, that you're going to be in trouble and then you get into spirituality, because you have to have a healthy mind to get into spirituality. I mean, that is my feeling. How do you look at it, these holiday spiritualities, or these escapism turning into spiritual people?
Yeah, what you're saying is correct. It is true. Many people who have had bad experiences at home, they want to run away from home. they go to all the spiritual centers. They say, I want to do a Vedanta course, but many a times they don't even finish the Vedanta course. Somewhere in between, after 2-3 months, they run away from the Vedanta course also. So basically, they are all escapists, which you are trying to say. So how does one deal with it? You see, if you have some people with whom you have some engagements, they come for your classes and they attend a few sessions and then they leave you, well, let them go. You can't do anything about it, because unless a person feels that I am helpless in certain situations, and there should be some way in which I can be guided. That a verse, which Mandukya Upanishad verse, Paranchikani, one who sees and sees the world and who knows the limitations of the world, my own limitations, he's the one who is fit for this jnana. He's the one who is fit for this Upanishadic or Bhagavad Gita exercises.
Yeah, no, I don't have any classes or anything, but what I was seeing is I've got friends who have been into meditation, and in fact, we used to meditate together and all of that. I used to sometimes, when I used to visit her, we used to both meditate together or with friends. And what I found is, as the time passed, her meditation sort of dropped because she's more occupied or busy and happy. And it just made me feel that the purpose of these meeting people who have got so-called like-minded, they were actually not like-minded. They were just running away from their situation and became my friends.
Yeah, when the situation became good, they went back to their world.
They went back to their world. Yeah, so I'm not regretting it, but what I felt was, how do people, how do these people actually get into spirituality, or is that also their prarabdha karma that they have to come, or is it just
no, leave them, son. That's all. You can't do anything about it. It is all part of the design, and just leave them. If they learn, they want to come, they will come back again. Otherwise, let them have their own world. That's all. Nobody can be forced to come to spirituality. One gets the vasanas and one comes into spirituality. One enjoys these talks. One goes away from these talks also. So it is a flow. The life is a flow. It just is coming, going. It is experiences which are coming and going. Let the experiences come. Let the experiences go. You just you just watch and say, this is the world. That's all. Don't be too bothered about these things. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's I just felt that a lot of these incidences, and then they think they are getting on the path, and they start talking about big things, and they go to these ISKCON classes, and then they start talking about it, and I feel, are you real? Is there inside? Yeah, so that's what I was trying to clarify.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you, Shanta. Thank you. Anybody else? So we'll finish the 32nd verse next week. Another 20 slides are there. And then we will see how we can finish. Another 6-7 verses are there for the second chapter. Okay. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste, Shekharji. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Namaste.
Namaste, Shankaracharya. Bharat here.
Hey, Bharat, how are you?
Very, very well. I just wanted to say that you have done an absolutely brilliant job on this verse 32. It was a delight to read. I think the way you explained the Shankaracharya Bashyam, it's really helped. It's been brilliant. Thank you. Like the next series of verses all the way to the end of 32. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Bharat. Thank you. It was anyway. Thanks for helping me with the notes also, and you have done a good job. very good job of getting through these notes. And these notes are brilliant. I'm telling you, they are come out so well. It explains in depth what the Upanishadic are. So if one attends the talk and also listens, reads these notes, it will be very, very beneficial.
Yeah, I'm reading them very carefully. I just wanted to say something which might help other people. I just wanted to say that I found Gena Upanishad very useful for understanding Atma, our inner self. And same with Mandukya Upanishad. Gaudapada, he goes through those verses where he's trying to describe all the other schools and what is Atma.
Yeah.
And I think having an understanding of what does this word Atma actually mean, Gena Upanishad gives you more information there. Then there's a question about Brahman, and nothing can, for me personally, nothing can beat Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman from Taittiriya Upanishad, and the way Shankaracharya explains that definition, it's positively defining. You cannot come up with anything other than existence consciousness, limitless existence consciousness. And then Chandogya Upanishad, which emphasizes that in the beginning there was only Brahman, there was only Sat. Sorry.
Correct.
So when you bring all of that together and you come back to Mandukya Upanishad, and you look at the Mahavakya in Mantra 2, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Atman is Brahman. I just think it's absolutely the most awesome thing ever, and that's all down to the scriptures. Wonderful.
And also there's one more portion in Aitareya Upanishad, the second chapter, introduction portion of Aitareya, where Shankaracharya writes a brilliant commentary on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and on Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Drishter Drishta, that Atma's illuminating capacity never ends. You see, that one sentence can really make you understand that you are that Atma in the sleep state,
I didn't want to bring this up. I was going to write to you, but now that you've mentioned it, I thought I would. In the sleep state, going to sleep is noticed, and waking up is noticed. And the reason why it's noticed is because in the waking state, there is a very subtle memory.
Yeah.
It's surprising it was never noticed before. It's like how...
Yeah, in the waking state, there's a subtle memory.
There's a very subtle memory of the blankness of sleep.
Yes.
And then the mind coming online.
Correct. That's right. You can feel it if you have listened to the scriptures, what your experience is. Yes, it is true.
And
because
then
it is because you are the witness. You see, as a witness, you can see both. That the sleeping mind is known to a jnani. Because he is no longer the sleeper. He is no longer a sleeper, but he is a witness to the sleeping.
The final thing, Shakaji, is this notion of the support, the adhishtanam, and the anatma, adhyasa, and everything else, and even what we call in terms of the witness and what is witnessed. These are all still subtle words, concepts, and even all of them are, dare I say it, subtly seen. I don't want to confuse anyone. But it's like the only thing left is the pure silence of any mental activity.
Yeah. Sure. You're right, Bharat. But only a person who has gone very deep into spirituality can experience all this.
Yeah.
what you're saying is true, and good. Actually, the Shankaracharya's bhashyams really make all the difference to our analysis and our understanding of the world.
Yep. And in reference to what was discussed earlier about in the world, what happens by through this extremely deep analysis, the surrender of the ego means that the ego doesn't project all the vasanas that you have inside onto other people and create a problem.
Yeah.
By surrendering the ego means that you notice the ego, and you are allowing whatever the dharma of the situation is to play out in its own natural way. You don't have to do anything about it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this body mind doesn't suffer.
Correct.
It's yeah. Now, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bharat.
Shakti.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. Good night.
Cheers.